Hello!
Whoa!
And
hi.
welcome to Keystone Film Review.
Wow.
This is Corey.
Oh, hello.
That is.
His name's Corey,
Yeah,
and
it is.
he's written a few things for us
You might have read
on our
them.
website that none of you look at. His friends might look at it, but none of my friends.
Occasionally.
My mom doesn't look at it.
Neither of our moms look at
I
it.
don't think my mom's looked at it either, though.
Moms are the worst.
What are we talking about anymore?
What about our Mother's Day?
How come Mother's Day gets a day?
How come kids don't get a day?
I just thought of the movie Mother's Day, and now I'm sad.
Sorry, that is a joke that none of you will get because there was a conversation we had before we started recording. Anyway,
Actually, my aunt might get it, but we're all right,
she's
we're
not gonna
drifting.
watch this.
We're drifting.
She's
now.
not gonna watch this.
What are we doing right now?
We're gonna go see a movie. What movie? Glenn and I don't know. There's 3 potential movies. Corey's gonna pick one of them. There's a 7 o'clock Snowden, a 7 o'clock Blair Witch, and a 7:15 Bridget Jones Baby.
Let's go to Bridget Jones.
Well, as wonderful as that would
And
be.
I'm nervous. Corey, what are we seeing?
Well, I don't hate myself enough to watch Bridget Jones's Baby, so I'm not gonna make you guys watch it.
But I really was waiting for the 7 tit.
I'm telling you. I'm thinking I'd like to get my spook on. I say we watch Blair Witch. All right.
2 hours later.
You did this to us, Corey. You did this to us.
What can I say? I'm a masochist.
So neither of them have seen. Oh, there's 3 of us now.
No.
Neither of them have seen the original Blair Witch Project. So, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I'm the only one that has seen
what
the Blair
can
Witch
we
Project.
say?
And Blair Witch Project, the original, the only good thing about it was the marketing. If you went into that movie like I did, knowing that it wasn't real, it was god awful, terrible. And from people that I've talked to that were, not 8 when that movie came out, 8 or 9, however old I was when that movie came out, or much younger than them. They said that when it was advertised as a true story, that's where all the fear came from.
Yeah.
That they thought it was real, and then when it came out that it wasn't real, they're like, "This is kind of bullshit."
See, but now every horror movie is based on a true story.
Yeah, so it kind of wore off
Yeah.
at this point.
And not to mention, the characters in the original are annoying. Nothing happens in the original, which is why my first thing is this, knowing that it's a movie and not a real story, found footage thing, this movie's a lot better than the original. I'm going to say that. I'm going to be bold and say that. But that does not mean it's a good movie.
So having not seen the original, I feel like they at least did enough to kind of catch you up. Like, I know enough to go into it not being super confused.
They essentially showed every part of the original movie worth noting, which was a total of 30 seconds. So that goes to tell you about the original.
So I'm kind of glad I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's just every other found footage movie out there nowadays. It's annoying, jumpy, cutty nonsense. None of it really makes any sense. Everyone in it was annoying. I hated every single character. I don't think I cared about a single one of them at any point in time.
It's
And
like it's like as if everybody was just Glenn in this movie. Annoying, not noteworthy at all.
You, Glenn?
Oh God, yes.
Oh no.
If there was 6 of me in the woods, I'd kill myself too if I was the witch. Oh my God.
The one thing that I do know about the original is that one thing that people did find scary was it was just a bunch of noises. They never actually showed the witch. Am I correct in assuming that? To a degree?
Nothing even happened.
Okay.
The original is essentially them getting lost and then just yelling at each other.
But there was no,
I
like...
don't even think there was a witch, was there?
I mean, there was, but you never saw it.
Yeah.
But
It's
there was no stupid spook monster that was actually chasing them ever.
See, that's what I actually liked, that they added something to it. But that's only because literally nothing happens in the original.
Yeah.
The most you see is the guy standing in the corner, and then they're all screaming. You don't get anything else. And I wish they didn't show it as much, but seeing like glimpses of it until the end, I actually appreciated more.
The end.
But
before the last, 5 minutes, I was kind of sort of on board, but then everything just hit the fan, and
yeah, I agree with that.
I totally lost it.
Want to talk about your novel?
Is it my turn?
It is.
Wow. What an honor, I have to say. To have to watch another scary movie. It's not even October yet.
Yeah, what the hell, 2016?
And me hating them.
It's September.
Hell out of it.
We started this in July, and we've done more horror movies than any other kind of movie.
You know, I just eat this up, man. Oh man. You all know my love of horror movies nowadays and how terrible they are.
That was sarcasm.
I literally went into this trying to, because I didn't see the original, I went into it trying to just be open-minded. And I was for about maybe half an hour into it, until like this line was said. We faked it because it's real, man. We faked it because it's real. That's when I just leaned in my chair and said,
He literally did too.
I did
He leaned in
3
his chair.
times throughout this movie, and I think the last time I did that was for Suicide Squad when
Suicide Squad, you went down once and didn't get up.
yeah, I just stayed there for the rest of the movie. The camera work, definitely, if you're a camera person, you know.
Corey, what'd you have to say? I'm going to go into a bit of a rant.
So there was at least less shaky cam than there was in Jason Bourne.
That is very true, but
God.
that's not hard to do. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I am an editor as my main job. I edit footage all the time. I could have edited that better. There's this little thing called warp stabilizer. Guess what it does? It stabilizes steady footage. I know you're trying to make it look like it was, shot by college kids, and because it was shot by college kids. But obviously, someone found the footage, hence found footage film, edited together. Can that person not use a warp stabilizer? Do you not have Adobe Premiere? What do you use? I'm sure Avid has something. Final Cut definitely has. I forget what it's called, but there is something. Come on, son. Okay, that's my technical.
Oh yeah, that just made me think. How did they find this footage? Because these people's cameras were in this haunted
witch
house.
placed
Yeah, did the witch just go and just
Strategically.
bury it under some leaves for someone to find?
Yeah.
Or did they somehow manage to escape the scary house?
They bought so much equipment. That's not cheap either.
No.
So
They either bought it, or, which no film school ever does, it lent them to them. Film schools will lend you like maybe 1 or 2 cameras, but they're either DSLRs, which is like the main camera they use, or like a cheaper but higher end Handycam. I went to a film school where you shot on film, and they didn't even lend us like film cameras. Not that they use film cameras, but that's what I'm trying to say. They don't lend you high end equipment without having a teacher present.
Especially
really.
not drones.
Yeah. Especially, okay, about the drones. There's this one part where the drone is going up, and it's maybe like 60 feet off the air, and she's like, it can't go much higher than that. Bitch! They can go so much higher than that.
She said before that it could go up to 100 meters.
Yeah,
100
that's
meters.
300 feet. And
No,
some of them,
we don't do the metric system here.
it's around 300 feet.
That's the devil's work right there. But
Go back
I
to
know it's
England.
more than
It's
60
witch's
feet.
work. Come
But
on.
drones go so much higher
you.
than what was shown.
Honestly, they didn't even use it properly.
They didn't.
Like, they did nothing with
it
the
went
drone.
up, looked around, and then came back down, which I understand. That's probably what you want to do in the woods, but like, move around a little bit.
They could have done so much more with that
They
drone,
could've.
though, just in storytelling-wise.
Really, those are the only problems well, not the only problems. The biggest problems I have with this movie are technical, but that's only because I have more than a standard knowledge of how cameras and film equipment work.
But with
The editor in me was screaming throughout.
with these jump scares, they were constantly,
I'm getting to that.
person jumps in front of you,
I'm getting to
loud
that.
noise. But if they're just shooting this documentary style, where's that loud noise coming from?
Yeah.
That person just appear in front of you.
Or that one part where the purple hair girl was like, sound travels really far in here, except for her boyfriend's footsteps, which you don't hear until he screams
super
in your
inconsistent.
face.
Yeah, jump scares were like a huge factor of stupid in this movie.
Pretty much after every shot, when they would transition between scenes, it would act like the camera was just starting up, which I get it, the camera's just starting up, but it would have this sound, which is obviously the sound of the Foley artist rubbing the windscreen on a boom mic, which they did not have. They did not have a shotgun mic. All they had were cameras without sound. I mean, well, the sound in the cameras, but that's all they had. They didn't have any microphone to rub.
Cameras don't pick up
Also,
sound like that.
if these files were found and the beginnings and ends were damaged, the files were damaged where there's like digital stuff, why is it perfectly fine throughout the middle. Like, if a file's damaged, it's damaged throughout, not just the beginning and end.
Yeah, it's not the way digital cameras work these days.
Like I said, all my problems are pretty much technical.
This whole time they had these earpiece cameras. At first I thought, that's nice because you have an excuse to have these people filming all the time.
Yeah.
That's the one thing about found footage. It's like, why are you filming this?
Yeah.
But it was just so bad because, you wouldn't see the sides of their face. They were looking at each other. The angles didn't match up at
it
all.
looked like it was from a real camera, not a...
Yeah, at certain points it was just looked like it was handheld instead of from their ear, which I thought they used way too many cameras.
They did. There was a lot of cuts between different people's perspectives.
Yeah, and also there's a point where, spoiler alert, there's a guy where he puts a camera on a tree and it's like a night vision kind of thing. And I sat there, it was night 2, and I'm sitting there like, you're just doing that now?
Yeah.
Like, you know how, like, there's night vision cameras for, like, spotting deer and stuff like that for hunters.
Also,
why don't you have those? You got these little Bluetooth camera headsets, but not those
he says,
things.
oh, I hope the batteries don't run out. Those things are motion censored, so they don't go on until there's motion.
Yeah.
So if there's no motion, the batteries would not die.
And of course the battery goes out anyway.
Yeah, because it's a horror movie.
Why wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I like that.
Which one?
Just that
Stupid
one right
f***ing jump scare. There was a scene. There's a scene where it jump scared me like 5 times.
Yeah.
So I just wrote in all caps, stupid f***ing jump scares.
I will say in that scene, the person who keeps getting like jump scared, she was just like, can people stop doing that? So that was,
I did like that.
I appreciated that.
That's exactly how I felt.
Also, Peter, when they first started putting up tents, was struggling real hard.
Oh, he had a very hard time at that time.
Tents are not hard to put up. They come with easy instructions.
At the very least,
It's
just ask one of the other 4 people that already set up their tent.
I have a 12-person tent, and it takes me by myself maybe 15 minutes to set up, and that was the first time.
They come with instructions.
They come with instructions. They're not that hard.
It's not an excuse.
It's not like pup tents where you have to like draw strings. Those are hard. I
Yeah.
get that, but this tent was made for stupid people, and he apparently couldn't put up a tent made for stupid people.
I think we do have to talk about the ending at some point.
Okay,
though.
well,
Yeah,
I think
very
we've gone into a
first.
spoiler already.
Yeah.
So this is a
little
spoiler
bit.
review. We're gonna put this well before some of the stuff we said.
Mm-hmm.
I liked where they were going with the one character where she injured her foot, and she had that, like, I don't want to say it's like a spoiler, but there's something going on with her foot, and she has to figure it out, which is inconsistent anyway, but it could have gone somewhere really cool, and it just kind of ends.
Yeah, it kind of didn't go anywhere.
They don't bring it up.
There was
Yeah,
a part where I laughed at like her getting something out of her leg.
Yeah.
Because it just looked like a Facebook pimple video.
That's what I was thinking.
it was.
Which is more disgusting than having a twig in your leg.
I think there's one kind of notable thing that I kind of liked about this movie, and I don't have like a better word for this. All I can call it is like a voodoo trap.
Oh, yeah.
Where they mess with this voodoo trap and something happens to somebody. And by that I mean somebody dies, and I'm like, yeah, that was awesome. Mainly because I just wanted everybody to die in this movie because I hated everybody.
There were some cool things in it, like
There were.
I would say when there's a certain character, Peter, when he gets trapped under a tree, the use of sound and shadows in that part was really cool. Like this movie isn't without its ingenuity and interesting scenes and whatnot. But overall, it's just not.
See, I was actually on board for the first half hour.
Yeah,
where they were
I
just
would agree, too.
I
establishing
was on
everything
there, too.
before they actually got into the woods.
Yeah.
And then basically as soon as they got there, it just kind of fell apart.
Yeah.
I have one more thing that I actually laughed at the end of this movie.
Oh, yeah.
And that's it's when James is he's in the witch house, and like he's in this room looking for his sister, and then like this woman just pops up in front of him. He's like, oh,
Heather?
and then she just disappears, and then sees a bunch of handprints everywhere. When he sees the handprints, that's when he says, oh, fuck that.
Yeah,
Instead of the lady that was right in front of you and
The
disappeared.
handprints were there before.
Yeah,
too.
they were.
I love
Thing I'm
when
gonna
like
say about
anytime
it.
he saw the witch, he was like, Heather, Heather,
Yeah.
Heather, is that you? They said don't look at it, and they looked at it
Yeah.
Twice.
That
twice.
Heather, is that you?
No,
Yeah,
no,
it's
it's not.
gotta-
That.
I
Well, it
mean,
might be Heather, but
she's-
Heather's a witch now. So.
She's been out here for like 15 years. It's gotta be her.
Well,
She's lived on boysenberries and twigs and water
And handprints.
and oh, those delicious handprints.
the
High in
mold.
fiber content.
Just the mold growing on the walls. Delicious.
And then
If the asbestos didn't kill her,
Oh no.
the
and-
rabid
and
wolves.
then,
It gave her superpowers.
Mhm.
and then the I can't even remember her name.
Oh,
Ashley.
Ashley, yeah.
See, for
Oh,
me,
no, she was,
for me, nobody was notably like.
They all have very
I
good-
can't remember
Lane
their
was
names.
kind of cool, but that
Lane-
was just because
he
he
at
was
least
the
had
most
something
interesting character.
interesting going on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was annoying, but he was the most interesting
Mhm.
character.
But and then she just watched this guy die, and then she's like, James?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she watched him die,
Mhm.
and also before he died, I'm coming over. Before he died, he said, "What does he say?
Don't look at
Oh,
her.
don't
Don't look at her.
look at her." And then in the exact same, obviously mimicked voice, "Don't look at her." And she's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, that sounds like a completely different conversation than I had 30 seconds ago."
Bam.
Oh, I'm dead.
See, I actually liked when she just had the camera and she had the
Yeah.
the
If
view
she-
thing
they
going
kept
and
going
she
with
just kept
that-
going backwards.
What I think
But-
would have been better is if the witch was like at first just frightened with the light,
Yeah.
and then while she was backing up, she's like, "She's still looking at me." Like, I know how I'm a witch. I know how cameras.
I kind of just wanted
It
to see
was-
the witch there in the corner, like, what am I supposed to do here?
It was
Yeah,
like the
it's
most.
just a
I'm
wolf.
gonna
away.
kill you still.
It's like the most Medusa thing I've ever seen.
But-
Ah man, you're looking at me in a mirror.
What am I gonna do now?
That's the trick.
Oh, you found my loophole. It says on page
Done.
18 of my contract, if you're looking at me through a camera or a mirror, I can't kill you.
But they did say at one point she can't kill you unless she looks at you. But I guess she can make lightning hit trees at will.
She can do a lot of things.
So that could. I mean,
Speaking of,
also those stupid little voodoo things like on the poster.
Yeah.
yeah,
If she can create those and they can kill people,
She's just a woman who loves her arts and crafts.
Clearly.
She wants to be left alone to her arts and crafts.
see,
Maybe bring her some glitter.
I think maybe her and Lane should have just opened up like an Etsy store.
Oh,
or
they would have
something.
made a killing with an
They-
Etsy store.
Could have done great. They could have fixed up that house,
could have made so much
put a
money.
new coat of
So
paint.
much money.
Is that-
Lane could get a haircut. You know.
Yeah.
Could sell it as a fixer-upper.
I mean,
if
he
they
did
had
have
it.
a-
When
a
you
beard at
first
one
see
point.
him after he grew his beard, because the whole thing's like a time warp where like Lane's time is longer than their time, so he
Yeah.
grows a beard and long hair. Did he not look like Samuel L. Jackson from Pulp Fiction?
Oh, he did. He did.
Didn't
at one
he?
point.
He looked like Samuel L. Jackson. in
Does
Pulp-
she look like a witch? Did you get that reference, guys?
Well, I got it.
It's a small movie. You might have heard of it.
Oh man. So, speaking of that synchronized,
Yeah.
there's a point in the movie where like flash, like there's just light,
Oh yeah.
Never
happening.
explained.
No.
just light happening right
explained.
outside,
I
and James is
assume
like,
it was lightning.
Oh,
and me and Mike both look at each other and we go, at the same time, aliens. Most hilarious thing.
I'm pretty sure we disturbed some people that were in the theater because we were laughing pretty
That
loud.
was so funny.
Is such a thing even possible?
Even high-fived and everything. It was great.
See, I was just thinking in my mind, I'm like, they're gonna pull a Cloverfield Lane, and that's
Yeah,
just gonna be
it's getting
annoying.
there.
Honestly, it was better than I thought it was going to be, but that's because I had no expectations at all, as you could tell from the intro.
Same.
So I'm going to give it I'm going to go with a 4 out of 10.
It had some moments where I was thinking, this could get a little better, and then in the end, it just brought it down.
Yeah.
I'm also at a 4 out of 10.
Here comes Glenn.
1.
1?
Impressive.
Oh, so yeah. That's
Mike-
what we have to thought.
I'm sorry.
No,
Mike-
don't drop that. Don't
Mic
drop it. Don't
drop.
drop it.
Over on Corey's side, we have got a special little thing over there. Man,
We didn't do a thing over there.
that's gonna be so special, man.
It'll be there.
So we're going to put a random video because Glenn forgot to put the car vlog today.
Stop it. You're embarrassing me, Mike.
You should be embarrassed.
But over on Mike's side, man, if we saw Sully, there's a review for that over there. Down below is Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. You rant to us how much you loved Blair Witch because I'm tired of scary movies and apparently you guys just eat them up.
When I was in, I'm going to go, this is going to be a little long. When I first got into like video production, I made a Bigfoot style mockumentary about the Incredible Hulk.
Ah,
And there was a scene in it where I did a found footage thing mocking Blair Witch, and I have to say it was better than this movie. So.
Oh, speaking of which, this box here
speaking of which,
is going to be, in high school I did a parody video of the Blair Witch. So that's going to be, it's going to be right here.
My video is lost to I put it on a VHS, and I have like millions of VHSs in my parents' house.
It's in
So
the
I don't know where it
abyss.
is.
It's in the abyss somewhere.
I have
yeah.
not made a video on the Blair Witch.
I can admit that it's better than the movie it was. I swear to God.
Well,
If you went to my high school, you want to feel a little nostalgia.
Comment down below and all that stuff.
Do it. Did I say like and subscribe?
Like and subscribe. You know. We don't have to tell you. You're on YouTube. You know how it works.
I did it. You should do it.
Yeah.
Come on, son. Okay, bye.
Bye.